Thank you, Kelly. Is that the first time you've ever introduced me? I think it is too. After all these years, that's the first time Kelly's ever introduced me. How about that? Good morning, and I am just as thrilled as Kelly and all of you. What a standing room only crowd. How about that? What if we took those escalators out? That'd make this room a little better, wouldn't it? You see me behind the escalator? Okay. I am thrilled to celebrate the grand opening of Canvas, and I'm honored to have a couple of our city commissioners here joining us today, Commissioner Tony Ortiz and Commissioner Samuel Ings. And the district commissioner sitting in the second row, Regina Hill. I'm excited about this for several reasons. First, Canvas is helping to activate a space that has been empty for way too long. Second, it's a welcome addition to our growing... That's half full, Kelly. Okay. It's a welcome addition to our growing tech ecosystem. Canvas will help the tech industry and the economy grow as we create jobs of tomorrow. So we've had a lot of evolution in our downtown in the last 10 or 11 years, and when we opened the Florida Interactive Entertainment Academy, or the UCF School of Emerging Media, we talked about how that space grew from being an ag center when it was the livestock pavilion for the Central Florida Fair to the Expo Center when we had more of a tourism economy, and now that we're in a digital technology, it has become the School of Emerging Media. And likewise, this building and this space is going through a transformation. In the 70s and 80s, when Orlando was primarily known for tourism, visitors flocked to Church Street Station. Not all of you are old enough to have visited Rosie O'Grady's or Lily Marlene's or Apple Annie's or the Cheyenne Saloon, but I promise you, when those of us that were in their 20s were getting nickel beers here, it was a fabulous place to be. And much has changed. We have worked hard to diversify our economy beyond tourism, and certainly tourism is the backbone of our economy, but no city can survive on just one industry. And that was evidenced more than ever during this great recession when we had a downturn in tourism, which has had a robust recovery. But we have worked very hard to solidify Orlando's role in modeling, simulation, and training, and it worked. And today, we are truly the world's epicenter for modeling, simulation, and training. We've worked hard to develop the life sciences industry, and with our two great hospital anchors on the north and south ends of our downtown and our medical city, we're becoming known as a hub for biotech and research and clinical care, and now we're becoming a hub for tech startups. And today, technology is the second largest industry in Central Florida, and 1 out of every 5 jobs in downtown Orlando is tech-related. And so this building, which was once an entertainment hub, a magnet for tourists, is now evolving into a magnet for technology, and again symbolizes the evolution of our economy here in Orlando. In a few minutes you'll hear from Philip Holt about Canvas, and I'd like to take just a second to thank Philip, Chris, VJ, and Jeremy, who are the founders of Canvas, for their leadership and vision in creating this space. And now I have the honor of making a few additional announcements. At the State of the City address, which was in front of the Sunrail tracks on Church Street earlier this year, we announced that we were creating a new digital Main Street. And we have 9 very successful Main Street programs in the city. So if you've ever been to Jazz Fest in College Park, or Third Thursday's Taste of Church Street, or seen the banners and painted utility boxes in Mills 50, those are initiatives from some of our physical main streets. And we took that model and replicated it in our tech community and created our first Main Street Without Borders, the Orlando Tech Association. And I want to acknowledge Orrit Davis, the Executive Director, and Carlos Carbonell, the president and the entire board of Orlando Tech, because they have really got something going with what they're doing with Orlando Tech. So, some new announcements. The Iron Yard Coding Academy, which offers a 12-week development boot camp, will open their facility in this space immediately to my right and will begin its first classes in just a couple of weeks. The Iron Yard will help meet the massive demand for tech workers in Orlando and will develop relationships with local companies to place the newly graduated developers in jobs. And I would like to acknowledge Sarah El-Badare, who is the campus director. Sarah, where are you? Somewhere? Okay, and if there's one thing that I have learned about the tech industry is they love coffee. I think that's because they stay up all night or have a little bit different hours. And one of the great coffee places in all of Orlando is
Downtown
Credo, which is non-for-profit, which takes donations for their coffee. Credo's mission is to improve the quality of lives by cultivating networks of meaning, impact, and community. And they have done a lot of charitable work in the Paramore neighborhood. It's a great gathering place. There's a Credo about 3 blocks from my house in College Park. And you probably read articles that say their second location will be at Florida Hospital, and their third location will be open in just about the exact spot where I am standing. And I'd like to acknowledge Ben Hoyer, who is here with us today from Credo. So I think I know why Canvas, Orlando Tech, Iron Yard, and Credo have chosen this location. First, it is to be near each other and collaborate and get that synergy. Second, the building itself is pretty darn spectacular. And third, it's adjacent to a Sunrail station, just a few steps away from the orange and grapefruit limo lines. It is a stone's throw from the Amway Center, short walk to the Performing Arts Center, which, by the way, will have a ribbon cutting on November the 6th. And 2 weeks later, we will have a ribbon cutting on the newly constructed Orlando Citrus Bowl, so that's about a half a mile away. And just a little ways down this, maybe the next 5 or 6 weeks, we'll break ground on a new MLS stadium that is walking. So just as we have fought to make Sunrail and the venues a reality, we knew that it was important that we create an economic future for Orlando that's based in the digital world. A world where jobs follow talent and cities that will thrive are those, the residents that have a diverse spectrum of amenities like Sunrail, like the Performing Arts Center, like MLS, like Amway Center, like... Has anybody seen all that sculpted art we put around Lake Eola? It's pretty cool too, Ryan. So, without further ado, it is my great honor to introduce Philip Holt, who's going to tell you specifically about Canvas. But I would like to acknowledge some of what Philip is doing in his spare time, and that is serving as the vice chairman of Project DTO, which is a task force that was commissioned to create a vision plan for the future of our downtown. I asked Philip to serve in that capacity because I believe the tech industry will absolutely have one of the largest impacts on our downtown in the next decade and well into the future. He's a man with brilliant ideas about what great cities need to thrive. Philip Holt.